covered in dust, stained with age and mildew. The halls are still. Only ghosts walk among them. Cracks streak across uniform walls. Tiles bend and splinter. These pathways are a labyrinth. Each turn, each corner, blending into another. And yet each one returns to a grand foyer, where oversized, once neon letters spell out the words, West Tek. That sign stands vigil over a messy desk. That desk faces double doors, one of which opens. It's nudged open by the ancient barrel of a .45 auto submachine gun. Fresh patina and ancient paint sweep through the building, right to left, checking every corner, noting loose details. A dead Nuka-Cola vending machine to the right. A messy desk dead center, terminal on it. The left wall governed by a couch. Dust commands everything. And the barrel of that weapon returns to the center of the room. Light fills what it can. It seeps through grimy windows from a second-story vantage point, offering little more than a dull hue to an otherwise shaded room. In fact, the brightest light comes from this peak of the open door. The peak created by the barrel of that .45. A hand, not connected to the person holding that weapon, scoots along the ancient door, holds it open, slowly pushes it further as the man with the weapon enters. He double-checks the corners, sweeps the room once more, vending machine, counter, couch. Deeper into this foyer, more details are revealed. An open hallway to the left. Stairs that flank the West Tek logo. And double doors to the right. No locks are visible on that door, those doors. Instead, the telltale sign of electronic locks, a key reader. No doubt, much like the rest of this building, long dead. The denim-vested man with a .45 auto submachine gun walks to the center of the building. His steps echo throughout the wide foyer. He slows his pace, moving as softly as ragged boots would let him. The pitter-patter might as well be a rainstorm, setting him on edge. One can never be too cautious. Above, lamps hang from a ceiling. They offer no light. A shadow breaks the open door's glow. And Ethan turns around. He meets the smile of a balding man, That face lined with age and streaked with burn marks. Is it clear? The smiling man asks. Ethan turns his back to the door. Though the submachine gun aims low, he glances high, looking past the stairwell and up to the paths, the balconies above. No disturbances, save for the voice behind him. Yeah, it's clear, the balding man says. I didn't say that. Ethan speaks over his shoulder. Yeah, but you're not shooting anything. It's clear. The balding man pushes the door open all the way and leans so that others may enter. But for the moment, all that races past him is more sunlight and the scorching heat of the new California desert. The first to enter is a teenage girl. Straight black hair falls to her shoulders. She says nothing as her eyes scan above. Moments after, a younger boy, no doubt not even a teenager, he copies Ethan's pattern, right to left, before stepping to the center of the room. The last to enter is an older woman. Age marks her, like the bald man. Yet she bears no scars. Hardened eyes tell some story, one that she hasn't shared with Ethan. He knows its ending, not its contents. Her weapon stands at the ready. A varmint rifle. Cocked, loaded, but not aimed. And finally, the balding man shuts that Californian desert out. Look at that dust, David says, his smile wider than ever, as he notices the Nuka-Cola machine and saunters over to it. No shit. Hey, Miranda, look, it's locked. How nice. God, this thing has to have some quantum in it. Ethan, get over here. Take care of it for me, huh? But Ethan is distracted with that desk. Papers line it. A knocked-over cup rests on top of them, staining several forgotten paragraphs, their contents long lost to some receptionist's morning coffee. As his eyes rest on a single terminal, the teenage girl's already moving around the desk beside him. She gets up close with the terminal, wipes at the filthy screen, leaving streaks of clean glass. Flicks a switch. Nothing. Slaps the terminal a few times. And then it whirls to life. Robco. It's up, she says with a smile. See what you can do with it. Ethan, come on, man. Duty calls, the teenager says. Wrong fucking game. As he's approaching, the older woman stops him. She lays a gentle hand on his shoulder. Humor him. And smile. You did good. I'll try. Hey, you guys can play handsies later. Get this damn thing open for me, man. Fuck, alright. And not so fucking loud, David. You don't know what's in here. Yeah. And I'm trying to find out. Setting the 45 auto down. Ethan takes a hold of the lock. Lifts it. Reaches into a pocket on his denim vest. And pulls out some bobby pins. He sets about working the machine open. But he can't concentrate because David won't shut up. I gotta take you to poker games more often, man. This is a fucking score. You and me. After this, we sell off our share. We're going straight to Vegas. I'm trying to focus. Oh, shit. And I'm not walking all that way. Why not? We can make a fortune. Both of us can raise hell. Literally, I'll take you to the Gomorrah and... David stops when he meets the young boy's interested gaze. And show you all the properly dressed women. You would hate it, Eric. It's really boring. I know what the Gomorrah is, Eric says. You're too young to know what the Gomorrah is. Eric, Ethan says, finally popping the lock. Why don't you go and cover Beck? Sure. And he walks away. I swear, these kids are screwed with you around. Phrasing, buddy. Now move out of the way and let me see what's inside. Yeah. Yeah, have at it. The vending machine cracks open, still broken after 200 years. And David reaches inside. Smile fading. They're piss fucking warm. What did you think was gonna happen? Place probably hasn't had power in years. Decades, even. No quantum. Ah, that blows. Still somebody will buy them. I mean, yeah, there's gotta be 100 bottles. These things didn't hold 100 bottles. You're a real killjoy. Anybody ever tell you that? All the time, Miranda says from her glance, her view down the open hallway on the left. Sorry that my bright, sunshiny attitude isn't really cracking it for you guys. Well, I'll forgive you. Just this once. Nuka-Cola? Yeah, alright. For later, though. Ethan puts the closed bottle in his satchel. It makes noise against his flashlight. He hates that. The look on his face is captured by David, who turns back into the machine. Let me guess. The sound is going to give you away and it's going to get you shot by some unseen sniper. Or eaten alive by rad roaches, Miranda says. And then Becca from her terminal. Or torn apart by death claws. And then Eric. Or, and I don't even want to hear it from you, kid. Oh. All I'm saying is that if someone gets close enough to hear your bottles clink, you're probably screwed. I'm sorry not all of us have bulging muscles. It's all the protein I eat. Right. At the desk. Going through the terminal. Rebecca finds appointments. Notes. Emails. It's a receptionist desk, she says. Her younger brother, on the opposite side of her, looks back and says, We know that, smart one. She shakes him off, turns back to the terminal, her soft face reflecting a green hue as he shifts through it. Is Rebecca capable of returning power to this floor of the West Tek building? We'll leave that neutral on the Oracle. Yes, she is. Hold on. I might be able to... Few clicks later. Few taps with a button. What do you got over there? Ethan asks. He rounds the corner, patting Eric on the head as he comes to rest beside Rebecca. To him, the terminal looks like little more than a jumbled mess of letters, symbols, parentheses, the occasional word, some close to each other, others far off. Trying to get into the mainframe. Right. Hold on. Here. And suddenly, the lights above come on. It causes Ethan to jump as the sound returns. Good job, Becca, Miranda says. Yeah, kiddo, you did great. David closes the vending machine, still smiling. Let these things cool off a bit before we take more. Great job. The double doors click, and Ethan glances over to find that the keypad beside them has turned red. Hey, Becca, do you think you can... Another click. And he glances back to see it green. Right ahead of you. Techno wizard over here. Now we can go ahead and do the rest of it, David says. But remember, I got dibs on power armor. No fair, Eric says. It's first come, first see, first grab. See, kid, the rules don't apply when you're older. Not fair. Life isn't fair. Well, just because he calls dibs doesn't mean you have to honor it, Eric. He's right. In fact, we're all gonna get power armor before you, Miranda says. Huh. Oh, it's like that? Yeah. Alright, screw you guys then. Alright, fun's over though. How are we gonna do it? I don't think upstairs has power. I was only able to get the first floor on, Rebecca says. At least from here. Maybe there's a better connected terminal? A CEO? I don't know, maintenance? Probably maintenance. Still, you did good. Well, how are we gonna do it? David asks from his vending machine. His hand rests on the face of it, hoping to catch a bit of the chill. But none comes through. We are going to do a D4 table here. 1 will be Miranda, 2 will be David, 3 will be Eric, and 4 will be Rebecca. Here comes the roll. 1, Miranda. Okay, why don't I take Ethan, Miranda says. We'll check out the double doors and... David, you take the kids, head through the open hall. Hand still on the Nuka-Cola vending machine. David scoffs. Oh. And what are you and Ethan gonna do while I watch the kids? Really? We are going to do our job and actually look around. You know, the two of us might be able to find something without some little brat screwing with us. Hey, Eric says. I'm actually not talking about you, bud. If you watch Uncle David, we're not going to have an issue here. That's so. Got it, David. It'll be fine. After you, Ethan. What happened to ladies first? And we both know you wouldn't let me clear a room. Fine. Ethan walks over to the double doors as David says, "Hey, remember, whatever you do to her, I do to you. Don't threaten me with a good time." Ethan chokes up on the left side of the door. Miranda to his right. "Good luck, you two," Rebecca says from the terminal. Nudging, one of the doors open. The 45 auto reveals an ancient hallway. The walls peel here as well. The ground uneven. Several doors line both sides, both walls. And this path ends in a distant T intersection. The entire area is lit by overhead paneled lights. Some no longer work, some flicker. But it's enough to see. "Clear," Ethan says, as he pushes through. The kids are talking to David as Miranda enters. Ethan holds the door for her, and once she steps in, he's careful as he closes. And once both doors join together, the children's voices are no longer heard. No, all that remains is the background hum of an air conditioner. "It's a whole other world in here," Miranda says quietly. "Yeah. Tell me about it." "David doesn't mean anything by it." "I know. He likes you. I don't think he'd let me tag along if he didn't." "Shit, Ethan. Look at where we're at. If anything, we're tagging along with you." In my defense, I wasn't the one that wanted to play poker. Accept the goddamn compliment. "First door on the right?" "First door on the right." You know the funny part? Ethan stands on the left side of the door, Miranda on the right. She reaches out, laying her palm on the handle. I don't even know how to play poker. "Right. Are you ready?" He nods. 3 fingers, hers, come up. It's a voiceless countdown. "Is this door unlocked?" Neutral on the oracle. "No, it's not unlocked, and it's an incredibly difficult lock to get open." A voiceless countdown. Ethan watches her lips as Miranda counts. 3, 2, 1. The door doesn't open. Instead, they're met with a jiggle. Ethan glances down the hall, checking that it's clear. Nothing moves, just ghosts. "Cover me," he says. "Yep." And the varmint rifle aims above him as he kneels in front of the door. Okay, let me find the difficulty on this neat little GM screen. Okay, this is going to be a daunting difficulty. That's actually ranged attacks. Where the hell is it? There it is. Yep, daunting, and it's still 4. 4 purples to see if we can get in here. This is going to be against Ethan's Skullduggery, which is 3 green. For those of you unfamiliar with the Genesys system, I have a video breaking it down that I'll link in the description. But for now, I will briefly explain what needs to be known as it comes up. Here comes the roll. Failure of 5, threat of 1, advantage 2, success of 1. Know that failure and success symbols cancel each other out. In order to succeed in a skill check, at least one success symbol needs to remain. As you can see, with 5 failure and 1 success, it becomes a failure of 4. This is further carried on by threat and advantage, which cancel each other out. Threat and advantage are where Genesys really shines. Because of them, you can have a failed outcome you can have a failed roll with a positive outcome, or a successful roll with a negative outcome. Of course, threat and advantage cancel each other out, so we are left with advantage of 1. So technically, this is a failure of 4 with advantage 1. Something good will come out of the fact that Ethan can't get this door open. But this is also 4 failures. What we're going to say is that with advantage 1, Ethan is not going to break his bobby pin. But with failure 4, we're going to discover that the lock itself is broken internally. He can't get it open. Fuck, it's not moving. Rusted, you think? Maybe. I'm not gonna break the bobby pin. Don't. Am I clear to stand? I mean, the only threat here is me. Funny. Ethan stands up, taking hold of his .45 auto. I thought it was hilarious. Sure you did. Next door? She nods. What are you going to do with your share? I don't know. I think I might make my way back towards Junktown. What about you guys? I don't know. David said he kind of wants to check out Reno. David in Reno. Oh, you guys are screwed. You don't have to go, you know. Go where? Ethan gets on the left side of the door. Miranda on the right. She meets his eyes. When you get your share of the caps, you can stay with us. I don't know about the kids like you, Ethan. David likes you. And I like you. You don't have to leave. Miranda, you can stay. You ready? Yes. Palm on the door. Ethan chokes up the .45. Is this door locked? Yes. But just a straight yes. Locked. They probably all are. You know what to do. Yep. We are going to go ahead and make this D4 difficulty. 1. That's easy. 1 purple versus Ethan's skullduggery of 3 green. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the roll. Failure 1, success 1, advantage 2. This is a failure. Nothing remains of the success or the failure, but we do have advantage 2, and once more, I will use that to not break the bobby pin. Son of a bitch. I can't get this one open either. It's okay. Well, no, we can't loot anything if they're all Ethan. Look at me. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. We have all the time in the world. Unless you have someone coming after you that we don't know about. No. Fuck would anybody want with me? Alright. Take a breath and try again. Okay. There it is. Good job. Proud of you, actually. You know, you don't have to talk to me like I'm a kid. I'm not trying to, I'm just reinforcement, you know? I know. Reclaiming the Thompson. The 45 auto, sorry. Ethan stands up. Miranda palms the door and then opens it. The rusting submachine gun sweeps right to left. The walls are covered with taxidermy animals. A large marble desk in the center. Nothing moves. Ethan steps in. There's an oak shelf, and just at the head of the table was once a large taxidermied elephant. But the skin has since dried. Preservatives have since failed. And now the once majestic creature is a mummified horror. Jesus Christ. Clear? Yeah, it's clear. She steps in. The light flickers above the elephant. Somehow, that's not much worse. Elephant, right? Miranda says. Yeah. Eric would love to see that. I'm sure he'll get the chance to. Maybe he'll even want to sleep in here. I think I'll have nightmares. In the corner of the room, slumped, is a skeleton in a pre-war business suit. Miranda kneels down and pawns through it. Does the skeleton have anything of use? Neutral on the oracle. Yes, and we'll say he has a keycard, allowing further entrance within the facility. That is our first 6. I'm going to be using a dice to count down to make sure I don't actually miss the numbers this time. Every time we roll a 6, we get a point towards an intervention. Those familiar with gaming on the Otherworlds channel will know that for the Resident Evil series, we call them wilds, where we introduce a character from Resident Evil. In here, in the Fallout series, we will actually be just using the MUNE systems intervention. MUNE is where the oracle comes from. So at a 6, I'll put up on the screen right now, you can see this is the stuff that can change the story. It's not just introducing creatures, it can make things worse or better. So, 1. Once we get 3 6s, something happens. We get to intervene. Yeah, keycard, Miranda says. Still kneeling, she turns around and flashes it over her shoulder. Oh, no shit. Mr. Todd Howard. Sounds like an asshole. It'll get us somewhere. She stands up. You ever see yourself wearing one of these? What the hell would I want with a dirty business suit? No, I mean... Damn it, Ethan. I mean... If you had been born before the war, you think you could have worked at a place like this? A weapons manufacturer? think I can make laser weapons? Wow, Ethan, use your imagination. I mean, any corporation. You could have made post-it notes or something. I don't think so. You don't think so because you don't think so, or because you haven't thought about it? Sitting still just isn't my thing. What do you think you could have? Could be nice. She runs a hand along some splitting chair. The cushion beneath tearing through leather. I wouldn't want to be like a secretary or anything, but maybe give out orders. Be the person that designs post-it notes. You do draw pretty well in the sand. Thank you. What about you? Well, I can't draw for shit. No, I mean, pre-war, Ethan. What would he want to do? I don't know. Humor me, please. Say you grew up in a decent family. Had a nice home. Met a cute girl your age, maybe older. Settled down with some kids. 2-story house, a dog, picket fence. What is that Ethan doing with his life? God, you have no imagination. Well, no, I just don't want any dogs. Look, it's stupid. I don't... Come on. Just humor me for once. Pre-war Ethan would be an author. Really? The guy with no imagination wants to be an author. Okay. With all the shit you people give me for saying what could be lurking anywhere, you think I have no imagination? Sorry, okay, you imagine the worst thing possible. Okay, alright, I give it to you, Ethan. A horror author, thank you. It didn't strike you as that type, though. Oh, well. I actually really love storytelling. Why haven't you told us any stories, then? You haven't asked. I didn't know we could ask. She turns from the chair, heading towards the open door. Tell me a story. Okay. Have you heard about the Sierra Madre? We all have, she says, looking over her shoulder. Let me guess. Some nonsense about it resting under a crimson sky in the middle of a city of the dead? Okay, don't ask me to tell you a story if you're gonna make fun of me. Sorry, go on. No, you know what? I don't think I will. Taking another door on the left side of the hall. Ethan takes his position. Miranda steps in front of him. He smells nothing but sweat. I can open this one. Consider it my apology for ruining your growing writing career. It's not safe for you to clear the room. I've survived longer than you have. Fine, ma'am, but I'm reporting this to HR. Ethan gets on the right side of the door. He grabs a hold of the handle. Counts down. Still watching her lips. 0. He turns the handle, pushes the door, and she follows his pattern. Right to left. Clear. she says, and Ethan steps in. Right, left. The walls are lined with chairs. Old paintings. A boxy, bulky television that is on to the left, showing little more than static. Door opposite the room. A break in the wall for a desk and a window. Some sort of waiting room. The doctor will see you soon. Yeah, the doctor. More like the fucking master. She scoffs. Is that why you brought us here? She looks back to Ethan. You planning on turning me into a super mutant? Well, I'd say we could do David, but I think he'd come out looking the same. That earns a laugh from her. I figured, though, if once we run out of money from this big score, we're gonna need a way to bring in the caps if I'm gonna stay. I think you're right about that. I don't think Super Mutant Freak Show is the way. Oh. We'll just have to improvise, won't we? I'm sure we will. Even Ethan. Odd Miranda. Whatever you're thinking, you can say it. She whispers. Her voice almost inaudible. You. Make me feel like, for once, I could.
Ethan! Yeah! Ethan?
Somewhere through the ache of the fall, Ethan feels a
talk to
sharp,
me.
stabbing pain. It takes a moment for him to realize it's in his stomach.
Ethan, say
And even
something.
longer for him to realize that someone's calling his name.
Ethan, come on, answer me!
Finally opening his eyes, he can't see anything. Nothing but
Oh, shit, fuck!
darkness. This is smoke. It's hard to breathe. I can't tell if that's from disturbed dust or the pain in his chest.
Ethan!
Filling out places some sort of wood. His hand rises along to find a counter. No doubt what he bounced off of before striking the ground.
God damn it, Ethan, say something!
I'm here. I'm okay. An understatement. Feeling by his stomach, prodding down his chest. He touches the lighter in his vest pocket, and then glass. Oh God, it's in his stomach.
Just stay there, I'm coming down!
No, don't stay up there. A beam of light tries to break through the smoke, through the dust. It doesn't reveal much above, but it gives Ethan a brief chance to see himself, to see the blood on his hands. As the dust clears, you can see Miranda's concerned face. Oh God, I'm coming. No, I'm coming. Stay there. Give me a second. Just stay there. We are going to do a perception check for Ethan. First, we need to establish something, and I need to hit the mic with my face. Of course, you know how this goes. We are going to do a perception green. That is Ethan's. I'm sorry. Yellow green. That is Ethan's perception. And it's going to be against... He's hurting. He's probably concerned with telling Miranda to stay. Red for the injury. Red for the distraction with Miranda. And 1 black for the general confusion. Here comes the perception check. Does he hear what's coming? Success 2. Advantage, failure 2, and despair. The despair, oh, that's bad. Okay. The next check I was going to make was, did the 45 auto SMG land anywhere close to Ethan? And we're going to skip that roll with the despair and say, no, it's not close to him, and he's not even thinking about the 45 auto. But this is a failure with 1 advantage. A failure of 1 with 1 advantage. So, the advantage is going to buy us 1 action from what's going to happen. Stay there. Fuck it. Fuck. Fuck. Oh god, that's bad. Miranda's barely audible mumble from above. You think? Okay. And I could... Can you get it free? This is going to be a resilience. Ethan's resilience is green, and 1 solid red. Is he going to have it within him to be able to yank this piece of glass out from him? Right now, here comes the roll. Success of 2, threat of 1. Yes, he is. That threat is going to... Where are we going to make that threat? Nothing too bad. We are going to let that threat deal D4 damage. The wound is D4 damage. Here comes the roll. It's 1 damage to him. Ethan has a total of 11 wounds, bringing him down to 10. You need to be careful, I know. He feels around the glass. Touching the wound is tender, but then he finds the top of it. Conical shaped glass. Fuck, he landed on a beaker. No time to worry about what's inside. He grips the head of the bottle and pulls and chucks the glass aside. It shatters somewhere in the distance. Running a hand up the table to his left, counter built into the center of this room. Ethan rests his hands on a shelf, a cubby, a drawer, pulls it slightly, rests a hand on the uncertain wood, grabs the other, and then picks himself up halfway, breathing hard, and then all the way. Miranda, yeah. He fights through the lightheaded days of the fall and the beaker. Tell me, you have the rope. She shakes her head. David has it. Okay. He doesn't hear the noise outside. The approach. He's not even aware of the door to his left. Is that door locked? D6 on the oracle. No. And it's going to open at the first sign of disturbance. My next question. Of the thing on the other side, is it by itself? We will just make it D4. No, because that guarantees that there's more. We'll make it an oracle question. Neutral on the oracle. Is there more of whatever immediately? Is there more of whatever than... Better phrasing. Is there just one thing outside that door? Yes. And... It's the only immediate threat to this room. That is our second D6, bringing us up to 2 on the intervention count. Do you have the rope? David has it. Okay. Okay. We're going to need to. The door bursts open with a guttural growl as a ghoul makes its way in. Oh, son of a bitch! Ethan takes a step back, almost trips over the debris of his fall. Does he trip over the debris of his earlier fall? This is going to be a coordination check. Ethan has a yellow, green, green. We don't know what's at his feet, and he's caught off guard. 1 red. Here comes the roll. Another fucking despair? What is with that? Okay, so this is a failed roll, son of a bitch. And it's just despair with 1 advantage. The advantage... The despair is going to stop Miranda from immediately shooting, so she's not going to be able to interfere for this first interaction with the ghoul. And the advantage is Ethan isn't going to lose any gear when he trips over himself. All right, we can. Oh shit! Ethan falls back as the ghoul lunges through with the guttural growl. Miranda, above, in that brief panic, shrieks out, realizes that she left the varmint rifle on the other side of the hole. And the ghoul jumps onto the table, looks up at Ethan, who is going to get a negative on this roll, as it lunges off the table to try to get on top of him. This is going to be athletics versus athletics. Taking a look at the ghoul. Move. There we go. The ghoul does not have any athletics, so it has just 2. This is going to be agility. So this is just 2 green. We take a look at, he'll use agility. We are using athletics. This is going to be yellow, green for Ethan. Those other 2 green should be 2 purple. Don't roll. Just as well that we're removing one of them, or both of them, because I want to upgrade 1 to a red. Okay. So it is now 2 yellow, 1 green versus 1 red, 1 purple. Is Ethan going to be able to roll out of the way as the ghoul drops down? Here comes the roll. Success 3, success 2, advantage 1, failure 1. Success and failure cancel each other out, so this is success 1 with 1 advantage. And the advantage is we're going to let Ethan get a little bit of distance between him and this ghoul. The ghoul lands on top of the counter, coiling as its one open black eye seeks Ethan on the ground. Teeth bared, it jumps, and in that jump, Ethan rolls to his left. He meets nothing but a wall, we'll say old computer gadgets, but it's enough to give him space, enough for the ghoul to land and say trip on a rock, so that gives Ethan the chance to spring up as best as he can. Holding his sight, he needs distance, he needs space. The creature, the ghoul, has already shown that it can jump over the table. In that quick moment of thinking, he looks to the door it just came through. Not knowing what's there, he bursts out into the hall. He scuffs a bit of his exposed forearm on a concrete wall. As the door closes behind him, the door that he just burst through, it shuts out the brief light that was coming from the above. Flashlight, switch hands, revolver. He points at the door. Is the ghoul going to stay with Miranda? I think that's unlikely. By now she's getting the weapon, but the ghoul's... It's after Ethan. It knows where he's at, but we're still going to ask. Here comes the roll. No, we take the lower number. No, it's not. And the creature bursts through the door. Arms flailing, mouth agape. Ethan trains his revolver. This is actually going to be a very, this is like short range. So it's only going to be 1 purple, right? Let me take a look at this and juggle props at the same time. It is hard to open a GM screen when I'm holding both a gun and a flashlight. Yes, it is easy. just leave this open in case I need to reference it again. Okay. Right away, the revolver has 1 black because it's just inaccurate 1. Along with that, Ethan's ranged light is yellow, yellow, green. It's his best fighting skill. Here comes the roll. Threat of 1, failure of 1, success of 2, advantage 1. Threat and advantage cancel each other out. 1 failure cancels out 1 success. This is just a straight success. Any success above the first one, that's not valid now, I'm just stating it so you know. Any success above the initial success required to pass a check deals 1 additional damage. Right here, this would just be 1 success. The 44 Magnum Revolver deals a total of 7 damage. Taking a look at the Feral Ghoul, it has a soak of 2. Soak reduces damage, in this case 2. From the 7, it brings us down to 5. The Ghoul, having 7 wounds, is brought down to 2. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a one-shot death. Let me mark it down real quick. The door bursts open. The revolver kicks out. The shot rips through the creature's already closed eye, allowing it to get close to Ethan, where it delivers its own strike. The Feral Ghoul is going to use Claw. This is Brawl 1, which I believe goes to Brawn, yellow, green. Range has to be engaged, which it closed the distance as Ethan shot it. And when this is close range, the attack melee is always 2 purple. Ethan doesn't have a chance to react. This is literally, they traded blows. So we're going to upgrade. Well, we can't really upgrade. We're going to remove 1 purple. Ethan's pretty stationary. Here comes the roll. We'll make 1 black to show that it just got shot. It has to have that reaction. It's a 44 fucking Magnum. Almost point blank. So as I say that, we are going to give it back the secondary purple. That thing just took a heavy shot. Here comes the roll. Success 1, advantage 2, failure 1, threat 1. Success and failure cancel each other out. Ethan doesn't get damaged here. And then advantage and threat, this is a single advantage. Let me take a look at this and see what it can do to Ethan. As you can see right here above me, it's not really anything that we can use, make applicable right here. We will ignore that. Ethan's back meets concrete. His revolver and flashlight watching the door burst open, and the revolver bursts in response. The shot tears through the ghoul's closed eye, causing it to stumble, causing the outreached claw that was aiming for Ethan to catch nothing but concrete. The concrete beside Ethan's head. He shifts to the right, the movement of jerking, injuring the already opened wound. In the motion of moving, it's a near point-blank shot as Ethan aims. There's no way he's gonna miss. In fact, I don't even think we should roll it, right? Narratively, I make it sound point-blank. He's not gonna miss. And the goal drops. Flashlight watches as corroded blood slides from the creature's torn open abdomen. And then the door bursts open. Ethan swings the revolver over, but lowers it when he finds Miranda's face. What the fuck are you doing down here? Was it gonna let you deal with it on your own? Are you okay? He holds out his flashlight to her. She takes it. Yeah. He empties 2 spent cartridges into his palm, shoves them in a back pocket, and then draws 2 fresh ones from the small purse at his side, feeding them into the revolver. Did it hit you? No. I'll be fine. God damn it, Miranda, what were you thinking? I was thinking that I didn't want to see you dead. Understandable. He drops the spent stim pack on the ground. Retrieves his revolver. The pain fades away. The slight ache remains, and Ethan looks down at his torn shirt to find the skin healing itself. A deep sigh of relief despite the fact that he remains lightheaded. You didn't have to jump. Well, I did. He holds up a hand to stop her. But I appreciate it. Come on. I can give you a boost up. Miranda scans the area with Ethan's flashlight. They stand in a nondescript hall. Concrete walls match the ground. Various doors, some marked with numbers, all hosting the same keypad from above. I bet you all the doors are open, Ethan says, as the flashlight rests on one of the keypads. Because there's no power, Miranda says. Yeah. I know I said there was no threat to the room, but Ethan just fired off 2 .44 Magnum shots. Those are loud as shit in a concrete hall that I imagine is going to echo everywhere. So I imagine that's going to attract something. We'll make it 2d6, take the higher number. Was anything heard? Did anything hear is the better question. But that is an intervention. Spooky. Something's about to happen. But what is it? Let me get up the intervention table. Really, the only thing that, because, I mean, we have a new entity, but what else are we going to pop up? The only thing that I think would technically be bad here, besides obviously entity negative, which means something bad is going to happen to some already established entity. And the only ones in this scene would be Ethan and Miranda. It's going to be interesting. Clear amount. D6 on the intervention table. 1. A new entity. Okay, I mean, something new was already about to pop up. Shit. Alright. Okay. Drink of my energy juice and then we'll keep going. It's funny because I had an entity off to the side just to make things a lot worse that I was like, if we get new entity on intervention, this is what's gonna pop up, and like, holy shit. I didn't think it would happen, but damn it. Okay, alright. I know how we'll do it. Okay, before we go forward, I want to know how many ghouls are about to show up. We're gonna make a d6 on the Oracle. I don't know why I said Oracle, but 6 ghouls are about to show up for the scene. Look, let's just get back to David and the kids before his revolver jumps at the sound. Miranda's flashlight follows, revealing a horde of ghouls. 6 in total, fighting to come down the tight hallway. 2 shots from Ethan. Miranda's already backing up. The door! Miranda! And she's running down the hall. Fuck! He turns to follow. His flashlight in her hands blinding him as it moves up and down backwards as she runs, finding the edge of a hall. She braces herself on it. Ethan a few feet behind. He turns to find the ghouls approaching. And his initial reaction is to push. He throws Miranda to the left as he darts to the right. The ghouls split, some for her, some from him. He hopes to draw their attention by firing out one more shot. Miranda takes off down the hall. Ethan turns. She's gone. The light he's within is fading as he turns to a door and pushes his way in, bats his way through, and then slams the door. The room is lit by a small flame of his lighter. Another shot for the varmint rifle. Miranda's got to be on her own. He can't let her face. No. She jumped down for him. How many shots he fired? 2. 4 left. He doesn't have time to reload. Grabbing hold of the door. He opens it, finding himself face to face with a ghoul. Round chest. Another. The flashlight reveals a dead ghoul to his left and one on the floor, still bleeding. That's 2. Varmint shot down there. Down the hallway reveals that Miranda's still in danger. Ethan pushes onward. Miranda! The flashlight dances out ahead. He turns the corner, nearly blind, as he goes to take a shot at the silhouette of the creature flailing against Miranda. This is going to be Ethan's yellow-green. That's his ranged light. He's at a medium distance, right? Firing at a silhouette. Medium is 2 purple, but we're upgrading it to red. 1 red, 1 purple, and then 1 black. Here comes the roll. Success, triumph, and despair. Advantage, threat 3. Despair is going to be that Miranda is injured from this attack. Triumph is going to play out that we go with what we think of immediately. So she has a stim pack to heal herself. Apparently, I'm just going to cancel those out together. The threat of 3 is it's going to bring them to exactly what the new entity is immediately. And the success is that it's just a success. It's canceled out by the failure portion of despair. So he just succeeds with 1. It is not enough to kill this creature, though. But she'll have a shot right afterwards. We also don't know how much damage Miranda has dealt to it beforehand. So let's see. We'll just ask the Oracle. We know that this is 1 damage. Did Miranda deal any damage to this ghoul? Yes, and this shot from Ethan will kill it. That is our 1 on the Oracle. Real quick, doing just mentally where we had gone. Because I need to know. When Ethan pushed his way out of the room, he killed 1 ghoul in front of him, killed another on the ground. And then I think I said he tripped over at least 1. Right? Tripped over 1 on the way through. So that's 3 ghouls. This would be the 4th. But I did make it sound like she's only being attacked by 1. So we'll say that there are 2 ghouls in between him and her to make it just the final 1. Apparently she killed all of them with the varmint rifle. Come on. And the creature dies. Her beam finds him. Ethan. He pockets the lighter, runs over to her, and it's an embrace in near darkness in the hallway. We gotta get back. I know. He empties the entire revolver on the ground, letting all of the shells fly out. As he begins shoving new rounds. They bit you? Yeah, but she's already injecting herself with the stim pack. I don't know how to get back. I do. We just go the direction I came, and there's a door beside them that the revolver turns to. That doesn't sound like a ghoul. It's not a problem. Let's go. holding Miranda's hand. Attempting to urge her forward, Ethan stops. Ghouls don't call for help. Stay behind me. He approaches the door. Revolver up. And pushes. The still door opens. Miranda's flashlight trails over and across an overturned table. Paper, beakers, and a terminal lie on the ground. The papers are soaked. The counter rests ahead, blocking off a good portion of the room. And there is a woman. Lower half of her body hidden by the counter as the front half lies out. Half of her face lies in a green liquid. The portion that touches it is misshapen and melted. In fact, half of her mouth is sealed shut, the skin conjoined. Help! The girl cries out. She wears a gray tank top. Brunette. Surprisingly muscular for a woman in the apocalypse. Miranda's initial response is to step in and try to help, but Ethan catches her stomach. No. That's not right. The girl cries out, Ethan, she needs us. And then, still lying outstretched, the torso rises on its own. As it rises, a mound of flesh from behind the counter rises with it, along with misshapen hands jutting and turning at various directions off of this creature's back. A lump of flesh conjoined to one of the misshapen elbows opens, revealing a mouth, teeth, mouth agape, begins dripping fluid. The girl cries out, the girl attached to this mound of flesh. Several arms step forward, acting as feet, revealing another, smaller head connected at the end where the navel of this woman would be. That mouth opens up, attempting to scream out, attempting to cry, but it sounds like it's being strangled, like it's being choked. And then an entire hand comes out of it, resting itself at the elbow, dripping in sinew and blood. What in the actual fuck? This is going to be we are going to make this a vigilance check. Actually, let me open this up and find the exact roll that we should be making. I hate to break up this scene, but I need to know for sure. We're going to be using discipline. Described by the Genesys guidebook, your character also uses discipline to overcome fear or terror and stay calm in the face of the horrifying. So, Ethan's discipline is green. This centaur is scary as shit to them, right? I would like to think my description is also vaguely intimidating. This is going to be... They've never seen anything like this, right? Why is it not rolling? Ignore that. They've never seen anything like this. We're going to make this against a red. And the size of this thing, how grotesque it is, we'll make it against 2 reds. Ethan might actually freeze here, which would not be good. After his roll, we will do one for Miranda. Discipline check, here it comes. Success 2, failure 1, threat of 1. Despite the fact there are 2 reds right there, Ethan still succeeds. Baller ass move, Ethan. Okay, let's take a look at Miranda's stats. Miranda doesn't even have discipline, but this is based off willpower. Miranda's willpower is 3 green. She has a slightly better chance than Ethan. But it's going to be virtually the same roll. We are going to give her 1 blue actually because Ethan's able to respond. Even if she panics, he's going to be like, hey, come on, let's go, right? So here comes the roll. She fails, straight up. Advantage 4, threat of 1, failure of 2. So this is a failure of 2 with advantage of 3. Okay, how do we want to play this out? We are actually going to use 2 of that advantage. If I remember correctly, looking at this board, I can give the centaur 2 blacks. Or I'm sorry, 1 black. For 2 advantage, we have 3. We can give 1 black to the targeted character's next check. Centaur is going to receive 1 black, and then we are going to spend that final advantage to give 1 blue to Ethan's next check. This creature knew something was there. It was calling out. Not necessarily an ambush, but it did know to react. So the centaur is going to be rolling cool. Ethan is trying not to freak the fuck out right now. So this is going to be a vigilance check. We are skipping the initial turn and for Miranda saying she's too shocked. All right, so we'll set up initiative in just a moment. We will do the boy Ethan first. This is a vigilance. Yellow, green, green, plus 1 blue from Miranda. Let's see what he gets. Success 2, advantage 4. Suck 2, add 4. Okay, now we are looking to the centaur's cool, which of course I have it blocked off. Oh my god, I didn't have it saved. Of course. What had happened is that I made the statistics and I guess I didn't save them properly like I thought I did. Watch this thing not even have any. Cool. It does, it has cool 1. Alright, so that wasn't a waste. Cool 1 with a agility of 2. What's cool runoff of presence? Oh, so this is just 1 yellow with a black. Okay. Alright, ignore that roll. Yellow, black, here it comes. Failure. So Ethan is going to react before this thing, right? And he's going to use that to drag Miranda. He's going to grab her, pull her, and kick her into action because he's going to get first and they're just going to flee, giving them a small chance to get away from this thing. Set the boogie board down. One hand drags itself forward, clawing through the green liquid on the ground. Ethan? No, Miranda, move! He grabs her by the back of her head, by the back of her neck, and throws her to his left. She stumbles forward, and Ethan fires off 1 shot into the room. We're not going to roll damage, it's just a narrative shot. The revolver kicks, and he runs with her, runs down the hall. She needs to stand, turn right, and now we are going to start engaging in a chase scene. At this particular moment, they are 1 ahead of the centaur. They have to pass agility checks to stay ahead, athletic checks specifically. So, let's go ahead and grab the centaur stats real quick again. It does not have athletics. So this is just going to be its brawn check. Ethan's athletics is yellow, yellow, green. This is against 4 brawn. 4 purple, actually, because the creature's brawn is 4. Can Ethan stay ahead? I cleared it, Jesus. Yellow, yellow, green. 4 purple. Now let's roll. I hit the wrong button. Success 3, advantage 2, threat of 1, failure 3. The creature is going to catch his ass. With advantage 1, he's giving 1 blue to Miranda as she runs. Ethan is now at 0. He is going to be engaged with the creature because apparently this thing is fast as fuck, boy. Let's take a look at Miranda's stats. She has athletics of 2 with brawn of 2. 2 yellow, 1 blue, and then 4 red. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? Yellow, yellow, blue, purple, 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 purple. Here comes the roll. Advantage 3. 6. That is a failure of 3 with success. She is caught as well. This thing is going to catch up with them. I guess you have so many feet, you skitter like a spider, which is scary to think about. It catches them with a threat of 1. The roll ends up being a failure of 2, threat of 1. Play out the scene from there. Shit. They meet the end of the hallway. Right, go right! And as they turn, the creature's already busted through the door. Push, go! And he pushes Miranda, forces her forward. She trips, stumbles, face plants. Ethan stops, grabs her to pick her up, and then the centaur turns the corner. He's kneeling as it's turning, facing, but he still is going to have that earlier initiative. The creature turns. The brunette mutated woman. Now we give the shot off to Ethan. This is a short range battle. The creature, the centaur, is not very far. Wrong dice. Purple. He has yellow, green. 1 black for the weapon being inaccurate. 1 black for the fact that he is, concerned with trying to get Miranda up. Here comes the roll. Threat 3, advantage 3, success of 2. Threat and advantage cancel each other out. Ethan deals 1 additional damage with this. So this, with the 44 Magnum, I need to keep track of shots. He just reloaded. Narratively, he fired 1. So he has 5 shots left. He's going to be firing 1 now. So he has 4 shots left. The revolver deals 7 plus 1. It deals 8 damage. The centaur has a soak of 8. It doesn't give a fuck. You know, when I was like, this might be a thing that could happen, I didn't count on the fact that they probably gonna fucking die. The revolver tears through the brunette woman's head. It rips her skull apart, splatters brain along the concrete wall, and despite the fact that by all accounts she should be dead, it doesn't care. It continues moving forward, coming forward for its own attack. I used forward twice in 1 sentence. Ethan just fired. He hit her. He dealt the damage. But Miranda's technically closer by the feet, right? It's going to go after Miranda. This attack is going to be counted as slam. Slam is brawl of 2, so... Sorry. Yellow, yellow, green, green. She is on the ground, unmoving. Engaged 1. 1 blue because, she's not moving. And 1 black for Ethan trying to help her. She's probably about to get fucked the fuck up, though. Here comes the roll. Success 4. Advantage 2. Threat. Failure 1. Advantage 1. Success of 3. Brawl deals a total of 8 damage. 8, 9, 10, 11 is dealt to Miranda. That's not good. Let's jump over to Miranda's stats. Miranda has a soak of 3, so 8 damage. And she has 12 wounds. Luckily that, what is it called? The trial from earlier gave her back full health. Taking 8, still not good. She's down to 4. It just beats her ass. She takes 1 more hit and she's gone. The creature's stumbling forward. Ethan fires off another shot, hoping to chase it off. 3 left, but it does not care. It grabs a hold of Miranda's leg. She screams out, "Ethan!" as it draws her back, rips her from Ethan's grip. He feels her hand slide off of his, and then she is lifted and not lifted, we're not going to say slammed, pulled, and then the teeth open right from beneath where the stomach is and bites into her leg. She screams out. A blood-curdling scream echoes throughout the concrete hall. It is her action now. She just got fucking bit hard, though. No varmint rifle, there's no way. But she does have a knife. She has a melee of 2. This is going to be... What does melee run off of? I need to take a look. Melee runs off of brawn. So this is yellow, yellow. 1 black for the pain. This thing is point blank. 2. 2 purple. Here comes the roll. Success 1. Advantage 1. Threat of 2. Failure. No. This thing doesn't care about the knife. As it's biting down on her, she reaches, she panics, she grabs a knife out and stabs its bulky, massy, fleshy side. And the blade purchases, the blade cuts, the blade stabs, and it just doesn't care. Ethan watches it tear a chunk of flesh out of her leg as he's aiming with the revolver. Another cold shot. Can he do something about it? Yellow. Yellow. Green. Purple. Focusing 1 blue because he feels like he has to save her. We're actually going to make it 2 blue. 1 black because of the inaccurate 1. If he misses by more than, we're going to say before here, if he fails by more than 2, he shoots Miranda by accident. Triumph. Advantage 4. Threat. Failure. So the failure cancels out the success portion of the triumph. Every triumph counts as 1 success and 1 triumph. So think about it as if critical success, you can take out the success portion and still leave the critical, right? What we're going to do with the critical is... So you can force the target to drop a melee or ranged weapon that they're wielding. We'll use that to force it, bend that to make it drop Miranda. The shot is enough to get it to drop Miranda, even though it's a miss. And then we will use the advantage of 3 to give 3 blue to Miranda's next check. The shot reaches out. It's another miss. If I didn't subtract it, I'm subtracting it now, bringing it down to 2. But we'll say the round hits a nearby fire extinguisher, causing mist to blow the creature, which drops Miranda and begins to attack the steel. Miranda is on the ground, leg bleeding because she's severely damaged, right? We need to get her to do something. Resilience. This will be a resilience check. Miranda does not have any resilience, unfortunately. This is against the brawn, which we've already established as being 2 green. 2 green, and then Ethan gives her 3 blues. She just got bit the fuck out. One red. Here comes the roll. Can Miranda get up and move? Despair. She succeeds by 5, but it's a despair. It is a slow limp, but she can still move. Advantage 2. Success of 4. Okay. They're going to try to escape. The despair is going to make it so that she can't jump on her own. Like, there's no way she can move. The despair is that she has to get Ethan's assistance. But with success of 4 and advantage 2, they're going to momentarily get away from this creature. Maybe even be able to hide as it attacks the fire hydrant. Get up. Come on. She grabs her by the arm, forces her up. She cries as pressure is applied to the broken leg. Ethan looks around her and moves, forces her to go forward, forces her to step as the centaur is attacking, destroying, and drops the fire extinguisher. The 2 of them turn the corner. They're in pitch darkness, though, because Miranda would have dropped the flashlight. She doesn't have it, so it's just aiming down the hall as they're turning in the corner. They are now back in the hallway they initially found themselves in. The door to their escape to the right. The centaur moves forward. Ethan is holding her, forcing her to move slowly. I know it hurts, but you gotta go. The centaur's heavy steps plod in this direction. You need to go. Stealth checks. Ethan is yellow, green, green. The centaur's vigilance is 2. With a presence, right? Vigilance is present. I'm sorry, no, it's not. It's perception. Perception. Why was I going with vigilance? It does not have a perception, so it's just green, green for visual. Ignore the roll as I click back in. 2 purple. Can it spot Ethan moving? Advantage 2. Success, failure 2. It's going to see them. Okay. And we just need to move. I can't just go. God damn it. The steps draw this thing forward. The centaur continues to grumble. It turns the corner. Looks over. He doesn't have to cock the revolver. He has the revolver ready. As one of the heads, not the girl with the tank top, one of the heads off to the side, shrieks out when it spots them. Fuck! He turns and fires, hoping to get a single shot up, hoping to deal something yellow, yellow, green, purple, because it's that close, and then Ethan fires out. Success 2, threat of 1, success with advantage 1. He's giving 1 blue to Miranda's next attack. He succeeds, dealing 9, right? 7, 8, 9. It is dealing 8, sorry. And again, no damage is dealt to the centaur. The shot rips into the creature's body, but it comes stumbling forward. Into the door, go! Can Miranda get through before the centaur gets to Ethan? This is going to be her athletics, which is, we're going to downgrade it completely to just 2 greens because she's severely fucking injured. And then this creature's brawn, as it draws closer, is 4 purple. Here comes the roll. Success and failure, they cancel each other out with a threat of 3. No, she is not going to get to it before it gets to her and Ethan. He fires out the single shot. The creature draws closer. I didn't give her the blue, did I? No, I didn't. I doubt it's going to change anything. It doesn't. He struggles to push her towards the door as Ethan turns and fires his shot. Go! As it draws closer, the head on the top draws back and spits out a bit of radioactivity at them. This is going to be the move Spit, which has ranged light and deals no damage, but it disorients. Ranged light of, I want to say that's 1 or 2. 2. So this is 2 yellow. Yellow against range light. They're not too far. This is a short range distance. Here comes the roll. Aiming at Ethan. Success and failure. The move would fail. As it's drawing back and spitting, the radioactive goo flies towards Ethan and Miranda shoves him against the wall. He meets the wall that he met earlier, scraping the exact same arm as he hits, this time knocking his head against the concrete. She screams at it and continues off down the hall, drawing the 10mm pistol from her side and shooting into the centaur. Does it ignore Ethan for those shots? Likely. Here comes the roll. No, it doesn't ignore Ethan for the shots. But what? It's not ignoring Ethan for those shots, but for the blood. And as he hits against the wall, as she's continuing to run, as the trail of blood is leaving from the door, the centaur walks right past him. Ethan closes his eyes, fearing death, but it's continuing from Miranda. She's falling deeper and deeper into the hallway. No. Fuck. He empties all shells on the ground as she's trying to gain distance. Can he reload faster than this thing can move? This is going to be, this one's going to be straight agility checks. This has an agility of 2. Ethan has an agility of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Here comes the roll. Success of 2. Yes, he's going to succeed. As the creature moves past him, as Miranda tries to struggle forward, he's already getting the rounds in. Turn your fucking back on me, he says. Rounds in. Miranda's about to reach the other end of the hall, but he's already loaded. Weapon up, he fires. Yellow, yellow, green, one purple, one black. Here comes the roll. Triumph, advantage, success of 2 threat. This time he succeeds, and this time we will be doing a triumph to disable the creature, ignoring the damage. Fuck, don't turn your back on me. Hey! Get over here, you fucking prick! 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, 5, 6. All rounds, he's even pulling on the empty as the shots tear into the creature's left, causing it to drop, causing it to slow down. Miranda, run! Over here, come on! And as it tries to stand towards her, it collapses in on itself. She runs around it, sliding across the wall, trying to move, trying to ignore the pain as it swipes. How many actions till it can react? 1 action. He gets Miranda. Ethan grabs Miranda, forces her through the door, forces her onto the counter. Come on, come on. You gotta go up. I'm not leaving you, bitch. You almost just fucking died. You're leaving me. He holsters the rifle. Can he lift her? Brawn of 2. She's a light woman. 1 purple. Adrenaline for blue. Here comes the roll. Advantage 2, success 1, threat of 2. He succeeds with no threat or advantage. Just gets, come on, go, God damn it, go! And he tosses her. She is able to grab the top of the hole that they fell through and crawls her way up. The centaur is now starting to act. She is up. She turns around and thrusts a hand down there. The creature is getting closer. Agility checks. Athletics check. We'll make it fair. Ethan has yellow, yellow, green. The creature has 4 purple. Here comes the roll. Can he get it before her? Triumph. Threat of 4. Failure of 1. He fails. He fails. The creature is getting closer, but the triumph is going to do something good. The creature is going to get in. The creature is breaking through. It has a threat of 2. So Ethan is not going to be getting up there, but the triumph is going to let him do a roll to try to get up immediately now that it's in the room. Think about how, like, in the Jurassic Park movie, he pulls up Lex as the raptor jumps up and it would have caught her. Alan pulling up Lex. So we're going to see if Ethan can get out before the creature gets. The 2 black, or the 2 threat remaining, is going to add 1 black to Ethan's roll. So this is going to be, jumping is athletics. Yellow, yellow, green against, what are we going to make this against? It's a speed check, right? It's going to be the exact same roll. Do we have any augmentation? Yes, because Miranda is above trying to grab him. Here comes the roll. Failure of 1, success of 3, advantage 4, threat of 3. So this becomes success 2, advantage 1. He gets out. Ethan! He grabs a hold of Miranda's hand, nearly dragging her down. She pulls, he places the hand, he's about to fall when David reaches in, grabs Ethan's arm, and yanks. The 2 of them pull Ethan out of the hole as the creature spits up. Ethan hits the ground, David dragging him down as the goo smashes against the wall. What in the actual fuck is that? David shouts out, "Get Miranda out of here! Come on!" David grabs Miranda, lifting her up. Ethan helps her onto the back. The creature is too bulky to jump. It can't get through the hole. And Ethan busts out into the hallway where Rebecca and Eric are waiting with their firearms. Fuck! Into the foyer. They help Miranda hobble along. She's actually on David's back as they break through the double doors. "Becca, the terminal! Lock it!" And she does. The young teenager runs over to the terminal, a few buttons as they're all waiting in the foyer. And the green key card turns red. The double doors are locked. Miranda is sobbing into David's back. "What the fuck was that thing?" David asks, ignoring Ethan walks over to Miranda on his back, on David's back, grabs her hair, hands meets her forehead, hands on the back of her head. He meets Miranda's forehead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. David sets her down. She's sitting next to the terminal, arms wrapped around Ethan. He wraps his arms around her. David is pacing back and forth with his combat shotgun. Eric is bouncing in place. Rebecca sits back in the chair behind the terminal. You okay? You okay? Anybody? Stim pack, anybody? Does anybody here have a stim pack? Yes. And that is the second on the intervention counter. David, he walks over, letting the combat shotgun fall to his side. He pulls the stim pack out and offers it to Ethan, who takes it and stabs it right by Rebecca's leg, by the tear in it. We gotta get her to a doctor. Yeah, fuck, a mutant. Do you think she took on rats? Of course she did. What do you think it was? FEV? She says. FEV. We gotta get it back to Lavin. Where's your 45 auto? Eric asks. The monster has it. Can you carry her? My fucking sister, man. Of course I can. Do it. We get her back. We get her home. Come on, Ethan. What? It's not your fault. Yeah. It is. I've been wanting to do this series since before I started YouTube. It was one of my motivating factors. If you take a look at the Genesys explanation video where I talk about the dice, you'll see me reference doing this series right at the end alongside Resident Evil Trinity. I started with Trinity to get practice with the Genesys system. In a way, everything I've done on my channel is to lead to this series. I was actually planning on waiting a lot longer before I started this. A few people that I talked to will know that I was going to do a Dragon Age series as practice before starting Fallout. I can't overstate how important Fallout New Vegas is to me personally. I know it's a bit of a meme to talk about New Vegas being so great, but it's one of my favorite video games. Personally, I think it's one of the best stories out there. Dead Money is absolutely amazing. After some conversations with my friends, and a conversation with my girlfriend, I figured it was time to finally just do this series. I'm probably going to be late for the Fallout hype train that the Amazon show brought about, but I have to take my time with this. Fallout means too much to me to just drop a video and hope, it was fine. No, I had to put more into this. I've put a lot of thought into the characters before actually doing this series. Not just Ethan, the main character. Usually I leave things blank for my protagonists and for the NPCs, so that things can be more random as we roleplay and we develop the characters. But I go in with this to get a stronger narrative. There's no way I'm going to compete with the narrative genius of New Vegas, especially while doing improv. But going in with as many details as I can is definitely going to help make the storyline feel tighter. Editing back on this video, there were some mistakes that I looked at and I was just like, this is terrible, why did I do that? Other times, there were points where I felt like I captured what I was aiming to do. I'll be experimenting with this series, incorporating things I haven't done with any of my videos, just a few things that might be interesting. I don't know how well they'll work out, but I suppose we'll see as we go further into this series. If you watched the entire thing to the point where you're hearing this, thank you. I appreciate your time, especially for this. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, all that stuff. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, I'll be in other worlds.